July 1st, 2023, CE. Diary of Andrew Jackson. Discovered by Professor N. Kincaid. Third reconstruction. Mogwari 28th, 1521 SD. Classification, required source document. Scheduled by both imperial authorities. Always retrieve.
4.6 million. It sounds like an atrocity. What am I doing here? I don't know how we ended up on News Channel 8. No comment, Fox. Not that anyone's asking. As usual, I was simply scheduled. With a 6-year-old, there's no question of whether birthday festivities shall be occurring. It is only a matter of how, when, and whether stupid hats will be involved. Thankfully, these at least were out of the question in a wetness-themed environment. The place smelled of chlorine and chlorine-related chemicals. One also got the whiff of one's own half-baked sunscreen and nostalgia for all the good times that were had poolside. I looked up Togo afterward. It is indeed a place one might go on safari, but I could find no indicator that dinghy racing was ever a local sport. I have learned much about comparative water parks since this adventure. Apparently this stunt would have been entirely inadvisable were we anywhere else but Gulliver's. The Togo Tower slide is not so much a dinghy racer, as it is a failure to include any of the things about such experiences that might cause heart palpitations. It does not go fast. The raft does not cling to the side as it twists around a bend. It doesn't even manage to pretend to launch over a slight drop in elevation. So to anyone that might think to attempt this stunt in the future, don't bother because it wasn't. But most certainly do not risk limb on some other exciting entertainment-themed water installment because that is not what I did. The Togo Tower is noteworthy as a yawner, an exceptionally British gem that should be cherished as a representative of our gastronomy as a nation. Clearly that was the intent of whomever placed this thing as the crown jewel over the safari-themed area of Gulliver's Fun Factory location. Does anyone know anything else about me? Or have they only gotten a good look at my bum as I half scrambled, half climbed up the sides of the thing? It isn't as though I was asked whether I wanted to be filmed even. They've called me a super dad. If that's the truth, it can't be for this. I wasn't even able to pull the raft over the ridge, which would explain why the kid got stuck. Some people have suggested that she did this on purpose, but I honestly don't think so. Why not, you ask? I had to get on the dinghy myself and pull us over the hump with my feet. Okay, so I'm a bit frustrated, but I don't understand why any of this means I'm sitting at the pub night after night, trying not to buy another whiskey. It hasn't been like this since I was 20. They've watched this thing over 4 million times. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be that guy that shimmied up the water slide. Am I still super dad when I'm telling the kid she has to pick up the toys around the flat? Will I be expected to vet and chase off potential marital candidates in 10 years' time? Or will they have outlawed genders by then? It's a feel-good story, that's what it is. The journalists aren't so much purveyors of fine muckraking these days as they are a varietal of information alchemist. They need this type of story to round out the rest of it. I'm not important. The birthday girl isn't even important. It's getting the right mix of fancy flipping fluids into the minds of the general public that matters. It could have happened to anyone going viral. What was I thinking? Well, I wasn't panicking. It's not like I was risking a whole lot here. Worst case scenario, I took a trip on my belly down a children's ride, one that was failing at the time to do the one thing for which it had hypothetically, eponymously been engineered, sliding. The way people are reacting, you'd think I had climbed a tree after a frightened cat. The kid was laughing in the face of a total lack of danger. See how narrowly this lack of a crisis has been averted. Why do people want to watch me duck walk up a slight incline using Newton's third law of plastic and skin to gain purchase? Please go watch the Japanese complete obstacle courses. It is a much better use of the public attention. When did we become so fragile? I'm sure someone added the inflatable raft for your own safety at some point, and I, poor fool, have demonstrated just how precisely not to abuse the rides at Gulliver's Bull. Loved memory factory for bored Brits. The news people are so desperate that they are covering videos that have gotten popular on a clip site. Meanwhile, they are bombing the rubble in Ukraine. But like many fathers of small girls, I have regrettably discovered that I am enough. That is how I will remember the summer of 2023, at some point when I am fine-aged and regretting this whiskey.